get up here. I've done told a couple of people that tonight I will be speaking about something I know completely nothing about. So we shouldn't be here long. John, should I tell them about what I told on you?
Yeah.
I called John. I talked to John this morning on the phone. I said, John, do you know anything about eschatology? And John said, I don't think there's a cure for it. But the only thing true about that statement, I talked to John on the phone. And tonight I will be talking about mostly about 5 end-time political agendas found in the 13th chapter of Revelation. Daniel prophesied about 70 weeks, and 69 of those weeks have come to fruition. And the only big thing on God's prophetic calendar is the rapture. That's the next big thing. And there's two things that must happen before the rapture happens. And I don't care what those people are setting dates for and everything else, it doesn't matter. Because the Bible tells us in Matthew 24:36, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So there's no use anybody believing anybody that sets that date or anything. But two things I said. The first thing, Israel had to become a nation. And on May 14th, 1948, Israel became a nation. And the other thing is, Jerusalem had to become the capital of Israel. And this happened on May 14th, again, in 2018, exactly 70 years from one day to the other. And in Matthew 24, and let's see, verse 34 says, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Until everybody that was living in 1948 before May 14th, until they pass away. And once I'm a member of that generation, my wife is a member of that generation, and a few more of you around here look like you are, but I'm not calling names. But until that generation that was living May 14th, 1948, this generation shall not pass till all these things come to fruition or pass. But my text really is going to be from Revelation chapter 13, where it says, in verse 1 it says, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. This is the Antichrist. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. And the dragon here in verse 2, that is Satan, the devil, as we know. And the beast gets all of his power from the dragon or Satan. And verse 4 says, and they worshiped the dragon which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? And right there, that is one of the agendas, the military, the one world military, that's what they're speaking of. And who is able to fight against him? Only God himself. And he will, when he comes back to this earth, he will come back with his army. And we who are saved will be with him, but we won't have to fire one shot. God will take care of it all when he comes back. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. That is actually what I call the end time, the last 42 months that the beast rules. The end time and the last days are entirely different things, as Brother Tommy's told us before. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. That's where you will get the one world government and ruler and everything. It says all people that's on the earth. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. Again, there's that word all, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. If you're bound for prison, you're going to go to prison. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. If you're supposed to die by the sword, you will die by the sword. Here is the presence and faith of the saints. And I behold another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. This is the false prophet. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwelleth therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from the heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth. That word deceiveth. This is a society we live in now that has been deceived. And they're all going to be deceived by them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he just said, he's made fire come down from the sky. He did a lot of things, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. You know, I heard this preacher talking about it back in 2020, when everybody was tearing down all the statues in a frenzy of evilness. They started tearing down our statues, and this preacher said he wondered if they were making room for the statues of the beast to replace our statues, because it was a frenzy of evilness. They tore down all the statues, damaged them, burned them, dragged them with trucks and everything. And this is something that the Revelation 13 is talking about. There are people who are, the war that he's talking about is not the war. It's the war between heaven, the agenda in heaven and the agenda in hell. And And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. This is what they're talking about, the one world monetary system. There are places now in this world that will not take cash. And a lot of the major roads and all that, they've closed their toll booths because they're doing it electronically. And that's there's about a dozen at least different things right now in the world that they could, in just a matter of days, change. And we couldn't use our cash. So, John, when you're paying over Cracker Barrel with your card or your app, that could be one of the things that they use to do away with cash. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, or 666. This beast, the first one I talked about, the Antichrist, I believe he is in the world today, alive and well. And because it says he came out of the sea, it indicates he may come from the Mediterranean area. And he's going to be made a ruler over a small portion, and then he becomes world leader. Those five political agendas are one world ruler, one world government, a one world religion, and one monetary system, and a one world military. Even the Pope, who is promoting a one world religion. He's also promoting gay marriages. So I feel sorry for Catholic people, because they will take the Pope's word anytime there's a disagreement or with the Bible. They will take the Pope's word instead of the Bible's word. And most of the churches, the four richest churches in the world, one of them I don't even remember the name of, the Church of Scientology. They take the people's money and take money and take money and take money. They're, I think the last time I saw, they was worth $400 million. Number two were the Mormons. That's all they care about, is the money. The Catholic Church is third in line, and some other church I forgot the name of, they are very, very rich. You can see these churches are more interested in money than they are the souls of a man. And that is the most valuable thing that you may possess, or you do possess, is your soul. Money, Joel, what's his name? Osteen. He and there's another guy on the TV I turn on every Saturday morning. He's there at the camp meeting. I saw him the other day. He's bragging about it. He has 3 jets. So what? Biden's going to do away with the fuel, so he won't be able to fly his jets. But money, that's all they think about. Plant your $1,000 seed, and if I can get 1,000 people to respond. This is nothing what I was going to talk about, but it's a sign of the end times, the last days. But as I said, 2 things must happen, and because Israel becoming a nation and Jerusalem becoming the capital of Israel, it is true what people say now. the rapture can occur anytime, because those things have happened. On May 14th in 48, May 14th in 2018, 70 years apart. And 70 is a mighty important number in the Bible. When Israel was put in captivity, it was for 70 years. And now 70 years appears again. I want to close with probably a scenario that might happen, and probably will happen a lot of times in the last days. Because Jesus says, woe unto the nursing mother. I'm paraphrasing there. It doesn't say nursing, it says suckling. It could be a mother with her baby, and she has no money. Of course, it wouldn't do her any good anyway, because you can't buy or sell at that time. But her baby is hungry, and she cannot feed it anymore. And her baby continually cries day and night. And she sees her baby, its little stomach swelling up from starvation. And she finally gets in line, and she goes and has the mark of the beast on her hand or on her forehead. Her baby has food now, but her soul has been forever lost to the devil. And I'm sure when those times come, there will be a lot of people doing the very same thing. Because it was good for 3.5 years. I mean, everything was hunky-dory. But now, all of a sudden, the beast has come, the devil has given him all power, and the false prophet also is telling everybody to worship the beast. But you know what the good thing is? You who believe, you won't be here. Because the church is mentioned 19 times in the first 3 chapters of Revelation. And it's not mentioned anymore until the 22nd chapter of Revelation, when John is summing up everything. You know what happened after the 3rd chapter? The church was raptured. And the preacher also I listened to said, some guy came up to him after one of his sermons, said he had a Bible as big as all outdoors, and stuck it up in his face and said, "You are a heretic, because the word rapture is not found in the Bible." He said, "You know what?" He held his Bible up, said, "The word Bible is not found in this book either, but it's true, because I'm holding one." Just like Brother Tommy talked the other day about the diggings. This preacher said it was 26,000 diggings, and all of them were found to be true. In fact, they had to use the Bible to verify what they found in their diggings. This book is real, it's true, and it's going to last forever. The beast and no one else can do away with God's word.
Ask everybody if you would, please come down.
safe as we go our separate ways tonight throughout the week. Going on upcoming vacations next week, be careful. As you bring us back our next appointed time, give us where we feel. In Jesus' name I pray.
Maddox, when's your spelling test? Is it Friday? Yeah. You studied your words?
Bubby's gonna get the first
I thought that would get something on the deal, those are just gonna